It started as the dream of a local group that felt Perth Amboy needed its own community hospital. Now, more than a century later, Raritan Bay Medical Center remains committed to its patients and the community, continuing a tradition of changing lives for over 100 years.
It takes great people. This institution has had over the years a tremendous employee base. Our nurses are second to none. Our support personnel are fabulous. Our physicians, we have over 500 physicians on the medical staff, many of whom were trained in our own residency program. You can feel the compassion, you can feel the caring that comes, and that's all part of what creates a healing institution, an institution that is really devoted to providing the kind of service and the kind of care, the level of care that we provide at Raritan Bay Medical Center.
RBMC provides compassionate, quality health care while continuing to evolve to meet the changing needs of the community. Whether it's a college student suffering from obesity,
I was unhappy. I was severely overweight. I was considered morbidly obese. I knew I needed to change, but I knew I couldn't do it on my own.
a patient suffering a heart attack,
Time kind of stands still when you're in such pain, and also I believed that I was dying.
or a hip replacement candidate needing pain management.
The pain was at a point where there's no way I could walk that far without it impacting me.
Raritan Bay's doctors, nurses, and staff are ready to change lives for the better. It's a culture of caring. Magnet Award-winning nurses that are ranked amongst the top 5% in the nation. Doctors dedicated to their mission, and a staff that fosters caring and innovation.
In my professional career as a physician, this is the only institution I've been associated with. And they have responded beautifully to the needs of both myself and the community in a very real way. 28 years ago, the HIV epidemic was present in this community, and the hospital came to the plate, one of the first hospitals of its type in the state to respond. And about 10 years ago, as that quieted down, we recognized the need for integrative medicine services and how in a facility such as ours, patients didn't have access to these very well-proven and very effective treatments.
Changing lives with integrated medicine techniques like Reiki that help volunteer Robert Vilner recover from hip surgery. Getting back to distributing books and magazines in Old Bridge as soon as possible.
I get more joy from serving in the capacity that I serve in than I ever got from any paycheck, believe it or not.
Or assisting Siobhan Price through the Institute of Weight Loss.
So when she came to me, Siobhan weighed over 300 pounds.
The turning point was when I couldn't walk a consistent city block without stopping. That was the turning point.
She was smart enough to understand that at a young age, with this kind of obesity, she understood the long-term problems which we try to espouse to people that could happen, and she knew it's best she get treatment.
Dr. Adieri and the Raritan Bay staff became my family. At that moment, I knew that in order to be successful, I had to have people support me and be on my side, and they were the ones to help me do it.
You walk away knowing you've been able to impact one more life positively, and this just pushes you to want to do more.
Siobhan's lost over 100 pounds and is doing things she only dreamed of.
I run probably 4 to 5 days a week, and I'm currently training for a half marathon.
Changing lives through emergency cardiac catheterization procedures like Paul Rothenberg's.
Every time my heart beat, I felt it like a thud, like someone had punched me in the chest. And at that point, I had a suspicion that I was having a heart attack.
Time is muscle, so the earlier somebody's artery can be opened up, that translates into better survival for the patient.
Before I knew it, I was up here and I was just being taken care of. And the procedure was done and I was out of pain.
The artery was opened up in 97 minutes of his arrival to the door in Old Bridge Hospital.
When every second counts, that's 23 minutes better than the national benchmark.
I would think within a matter of 10, 15 minutes, I would have been gone. I would have waited much longer. I know it sounds corny, but he saved my life. I know he saved my life.
Raritan Bay Medical Center, carrying on a tradition of excellence while staying true to its mission.
I think it was Hippocrates who said that it is more important to know what type of patient has a disease than what the disease is.
When I see the smiles on the faces of the families, when I see patients who literally were critically ill and they're leaving the hospital, it really makes you proud that you are in a position that you can affect lives.
I'm so proud to be part of Raritan Bay. They have been changing lives for over 100 years, and they intend to continue to do that for maybe another 100.
And not only do they change lives, but I think they also make you a part of the hospital. You become a part of the Raritan Bay family.
Raritan Bay Medical Center, as far as I'm concerned, is the epitome of the proper care. And they prove it every day.
I feel very honored to be actually in this position to be able to provide this level of care to the patients in the community.
Raritan Bay Medical Center, they not only changed lives, they saved my life.